Hello, my fellow humans, and welcome back to another pick a card reading with your girl here at Scatter Love Radio, coming at you with a it's like the most attractive thing about you right now. So this one just seemed like a fun one, a light one, that we could do real quick and find out more about. I am going to pick a card from my new spiral oracles, which I just absolutely love these cards, and I need to use them more because they're absolutely beautiful. So we are going to get one of those. And I just want to say thank you to everyone that's been subscribing to the channel, that has joined this tribe. Just know that you all are so important to me. You all play such a pivotal part in the success of this channel, and I'm truly honored to share this space with you. If you're new here, just remember this is a space where we are all human, and you are welcome as you are in this here, now, here moment. So thank you for joining us. And remember that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, it does allow me an opportunity to connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. Also, if you are interested in taking me on the go, check out the description box down below, where you will find a link to my podcast where I will post 3 times a week. And the latest one, as of this video being recorded, is all about boundaries and consistency, where I actually become very vulnerable and open about my own journey with severe depression and how that plays a part in my life, even now on the spiritual journey. And with consistency, how continuing to show up will make success in your life. And it's not about the time dedicated, it's just simply about showing up and continuing to show up that makes the change. Awesome. So with that being said, let us go ahead and start with your prayer, and then we shall get to your reading. Beautiful, my beloved source. This prayer is for any and all who come onto this video, whether it's for a moment's time or for the entire time. I ask that you bathe them in the light of truth and acceptance, self-acceptance, that while we are always curious about what others do think of us, this knowing that what others do truly think about us doesn't actually affect us as a person. It doesn't affect who we are, and it doesn't affect our pureness and our wholeness. Remembering that while it is always nice to be wanted and needed by others, that it is not necessary for us to actually have these in order to thrive and to succeed in this life. I ask that you bring a depth of understanding of what unconditional love and self-acceptance is to each individual on this video, what their self-acceptance is at their core, and what their deepest unconditional love is at their core, as I feel that while this idea is generic, that it is truly individual to each person, for they bring the best expression from their true authentic selves. My beloved source, I ask that you wrap each and every one of us in your loving embrace and remind us of your truth and your love for each of us as we are, that there is nothing too big nor too small that we could ever do that would deny us your love, that we are part of this journey and forever loved by you. As these words are spoken unto this space, so shall they be. Amen. Aho, Ase. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my beloved source. Let me get that set up over here. Okay. All right, so let's give these a shuffle. Find out what's going on. So source, what is the most attractive thing about piles 1, 2, and 3 right now? What is the most attractive thing about pile 1, 2, and 3 right now? What's the most attractive thing about piles 1, 2, and 3 right now? Thank you. What's the most attractive thing about piles 1, 2, and 3 right now? All right. So for pile 1, source, what is the most attractive thing about pile number 1? What oracle card will help us understand more about this? What is the most attractive thing about pile number 1? Thank you. For pile number 2, source, what is the most attractive thing about pile number 2? What oracle card will help us understand this? Wow, thank you. 1 second. Went flying off the table. It's always fun. All right, and for pile number 3, source, what is the most attractive thing about pile number 3? What oracle card will help us understand this? The most attractive thing about pile number 3. Whoa, that is too many. What is the most attractive thing about pile number 3? Thank you. Okay, you're getting 2, I guess. So, whatever that is. All right. Move that over there. And for pile number 1, for you to choose from, I have this piece of oyster shell that I got from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Okay. Pile 2, I have this rock that I also got from South Carolina. And for pile 3, I have this piece of quartz that I got from Ely, Nevada. It's actually a whole mine up there. And if you walked around, you could find pieces like this. Okay, so we have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Whichever one you feel drawn to, that should be the pile for you. And with that being said, I will see you over on your perspective. Hello, my fellow humans. If you were attracted to this oyster shell, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, this is going to be your reading on the most attractive thing about you right now. We will check out this card later. I do just want to let you know these are general readings, so take what resonates and leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, it does allow me an opportunity to connect with your beautiful energy and get you out some more resonant readings. Also, if you are interested in my podcast, check out the link in the description box down below. That will take you to Scatter Love Radio on both Spotify and Anchor FM. The latest episode as of this video being uploaded is called Boundaries and Consistency, where I actually go into more depth about my own trials and tribulations with depression, which I've never actually talked about before. So this is kind of a first for me. And also explain about what consistency does for you on your journey. So that being said, let us go ahead and get started. I am going to put this actually over here. I know you cannot see it, but we'll just get it out of the way for right now. We'll check that out at the end, maybe, if it'll stand up over there. Hold on, let me try this instead. I think my lighter's too tall. It needs something a little bit shorter to stand on. There we go. All right, let's get your dice going. And ask the dice, what is, whoa, holy moly, your dice are all over the place. So, Source, what is the most attractive thing about pile number 1 right now? What can you tell us? What is the most attractive thing about pile number 1, Source? How can you help us understand this better? What messages do you have for us? What is the most attractive thing about pile number 1? So we have 6th house, Sagittarius, and Mercury. I'm telling you, I'm so tired of 6th house. Not for you or anything. It's just 6th house comes out all the time. All the time. But I guess that's a good thing, because this is already giving me health vibes. Like, you're someone that's really easy to work with. You are someone that is very outgoing and very open. And the most attractive thing about you right now is the amount of work that you're putting on your journey. So whether that's toward your physical being, your spiritual being, your mental being, your emotional being, or all of those combined, that is the most attractive thing about you right now that people are paying attention to. That is the one thing that's standing out. You know, when we talk about sixth house, it is all about our health, our wellness, our daily routines. So your discipline is something that is very attractive about you. That may seem odd, but it is. It's something that people just are very attracted to. They're very drawn in by the fact that no matter what, you still always show up. You still always give 100% for yourself, and that is something that is very attractive. You're also very adventurous. You know, we'll pinpoint this more with the tarot, but let's get into what's coming out here. Is what makes you what the most attractive thing about you right now is how adventurous you are when it comes to your journey, when it comes to your routines. It's like you never make it boring. Like it's always something that's exciting. You really, really enjoy the process, and that's something that you also communicate about, enjoying the process. Like, you know, while it's not always easy, that there are moments of difficulty, like you still show up despite those difficulties, and that is the most attractive thing about you right now. And people are just really paying attention to what's going on. It's the fact that you're so ambitious, and this seems to bring a lot of luck into your life as well, but you're very enthusiastic, and you've overcome some sense of laziness or restlessness that maybe you've always fought with. And, you know, laziness could just be like, you know, instead of doing your shadow work, you were busy watching Netflix. And now you're like, you know what? I'll put Netflix on hold. That'll still be there when I get done. Let me focus on some shadow work right now. I'll take Sunday afternoon and I'll focus on Netflix. But, you know, for the week right now, let me focus on shadow work instead of my favorite show. Like that's what's so attractive about you right now. And it's the way that you communicate these things to others. Like how you're always putting it together, and you're telling people in a very intelligent and wise way. And you speak about yourself like okay, you're not self-centered or anything like that. Like that kind of sounded like that. No, you're very much like in this place of explaining and just trying to hopefully inspire others about your journey. Right? Like, I've been doing this, and this has worked for me. And I know if you do this too, that it'll work for you, or you'll be able to find your own version of what works best for you. And so that's why I talk about it a lot. And so the most attractive thing about you right now is taking care of yourself and what all that involves and how you express that to everyone else. So let's get some tarot on it. I'm going to put these over here. You guys didn't know, I'm just trying a new setup, trying to see how this plays better. Gives me a little bit more room. This is really, these pieces are really long. Can you still see the dice? Okay, we still have room. The most attractive thing about pile one. Let's get some oracles. I don't ever do oracle first. That was so weird. What is the most attractive thing about pile number one? You could be an oracle. Let's get some tarot on it, though. Let's see if we can pinpoint it. Really get down to it. What's the most attractive thing about pile number one, source? And this could come in an array of things as well, right? What is the most attractive thing about pile number one? Thank you. Whoa, that was quick. Yeah, what was I saying? You could be an oracle, and look, we have the Popess coming out here. What is the most attractive thing about pile number one, source? What is the most attractive thing about pile number one? Whoa. Okay, they want both of these. I feel like this is a clarifying card. Alright, on the bottom of the deck, we have the Seven of Hearts. You aren't afraid to make boundaries. Like you may have a lot of different things that are coming your way all the time. And it's like you'll set boundaries for things that don't work well for you, and you even set healthy boundaries for the things that do work for you. Like you're not just giving away willy-nilly anymore. And that's something that's very attractive about you right now. Yeah, and you leave what's not meant for you. And this, again, that sense of luck, right? This is Sagittarius, Piscean energy here. Sense of luck coming in. You're seen as somebody that's very lucky. But it just has to do with your discipline. But that's, I feel like overall, if I had to give you one word, it's your discipline. That's the most attractive thing about you right now. Yeah, I love these clarifying cards. Let's see here. We have the Empress clarified by the Sun. Wow. So the most attractive thing about you, really? Look, you're shining bright like a diamond. Like, you are really standing out right now. You just had a glow up. You're in the process of having a glow up right now. And so the most attractive thing about you is how firm you're standing in your gifts and your abilities and your talents and your skills, and you're just having confidence that what's meant for you is meant for you, and what's not meant for you, that's fine. And so you're not just accepting anything, right? You're not in this place of like, let me just take every offer that comes to me. It's like, no, let me think about it. Let me take some time. Like, you don't take too much time, but you really take some time to spend and connect with your higher self, connect with source, connect with the divine, so that you can understand what's next. And sometimes you may have to juggle a couple of things at a time, or you have to go through a myriad of twists and turns, a myriad of twists and turns, but it always seems to work out for you because you never just accept what people are giving you. Like, you take time to really think about, is this for me? Is this on my path? So this does equate to your discipline when it comes to your spiritual mental health, right? Because you're growing mentally, right? This is a mental perspective that's growing, that's helping you out in your emotional aspect. But to have the Empress with the Sun come out here, this is such a power energy here. This is something that shows like you light up the room when you walk in because you are so beautiful, you're so handsome, you are so intelligent and wise and nurturing and compassionate, and you gift, like what I was saying here, it's like you offer this advice or this love, right? It might not be advice. It might just be in a loving, kind, gentle way. You just say, oh, you know what? This is something that can really help. You know, it helped me out. You could always try it. And it's like, maybe this is your job. You've decided to create a spiritual job, or this is a hobby for you, whatever it is. You know, I keep hearing essential oils. So I don't know, that's coming through right now. Maybe you are somebody that is like a health advocate for essential oils and natural healing. And you are always offering advice to people. It's like, oh, you know what? You have this, try this. It really helps. It's worth giving it a shot. And then you might even give like samples. Like if you have samples of herbs and oils on your person, like you may give samples of that. If that doesn't resonate with you, that's fine. It's just that's something that's coming through really strongly here. It could still be along those same lines. Like you just offer bits of advice and wisdom, and you don't expect anything in return. And this makes you shine really bright in the sense of like just really offering this love and this light. Like you're really in a divine state right now. And that is the most attractive thing about you. Like you have taken this time to focus on your routine and to really connect with yourself. And in turn, you're now actually shining that out into the world with this Mercury energy. It's like communicating that out into the world in a brilliant way. In a truly brilliant way. You're very intuitive, right? We have the Empress next to the Popess here. It's like this is like intuitive, divine, feminine energy. Like you're really embodying the divine feminine right now. And even if you're identify with masculine energy coming on here, that's fine. We have both within us, and this is just showing that you're really embodying that divine feminine energy right now, that receptivity. So this is like the acceptance of your manifestations. So whatever it is that you put out there to manifest, it's more than likely going to start manifesting physically for you. But for the Sun to clarify the Empress here, like that is, you don't get much brighter than that, right? Like that's just like next level brightness here. Like, hello, I am the Empress. I am this beautiful light. I am this beautiful being, you know, and truth. And that's the most attractive thing about you. And also, you may have green eyes. Like, green, all these have green eyes. That's something that stands out. But, like, your eyes are like the window to your soul. And so people tend to get lost in your eyes. Like, when they're looking at you, there's this sense of being lost in the abyss of the universe, in the cosmos. And you are a spark as well. There's this energy coming through that you spark others to do their best, and you spark others who are open and receptive to that energy, right? Not everybody's open and receptive to that energy. You may actually get some sort of attack from people who are very low vibrational, but it seems to not bother you, or you're able to deflect that without a problem because of your light being so bright. It's like it doesn't matter how people come towards you. Like, you actually set this vibration for sparking others in the world and helping them gain momentum on their own spiritual journey, or their own physical journey, or their own emotional well-being journey, or their mental well-being journey. You, like, I just keep seeing like a spark, you know, like when the spark hits and it sets something on fire. Like, that's what is coming through here. You're also a channel, and that's a very attractive thing, because it's like you channel energy that people are always like, whoa, how did pile one know that? Like, how did pile one really connect with that in such a way? And so that's the most attractive thing about you, is the fact that you're so receptive to your channelings and your intuition. You don't question that, and that just really is a very attractive trait, right? This is very authentic energy. But more than authentic, this is like you connecting with the divine gifts that you've been given and allowing those to lead you in the world and be the first face that they see, you know, when they come to you. Like, you're no longer hiding from that. So, like, people in your past judged you because of your gifts. You've overcome that fear, and now you're shining with that first. You know, when we think about the sun, like, if you think about the sun sign in zodiac, that's the sign that you're born under, the sun that you're born under in that sign, right? And whereas the rising is always how we present ourselves to the world, but it's like the sun is our shining aspects. Like, that's the place in which we shine the most. And that really, once you get to see us or know us or understand us, that's the depth of who you'll see. And that's exactly what this feels like. It's like the more people get to know you, or the more you become comfortable with others, like, you really truly shine this bit of yourself out to others. And it's almost blinding in a beautiful way. You also bring a lot of hope to others. I have room to move these up. You bring a lot of hope to others. And whether you know it or not, like, that is something that is making you magnetic. And I just feel like very soft energy here. It's like interesting because you have very feminine, and then you also have masculine with the sun. And so there's a balance here. We have this sense of balance here with this Two of Diamonds. Also with the Popess coming out. Like, this sense of contrasting, but also like meshing energies, right? It's like they're very contrasting, but when they mesh together, they create this beautiful image, this beautiful being. And that's what I feel like. You just offer so much to the people around you. You know, and then you have Venusian energy and you have Mercury energy. And it's like this being able to communicate the beauty of life to others in a very unique way. And that's the most attractive thing about you right now. So I'm not going to get too deep into this, because this is just supposed to be fun and light, and we'll see what comes out. But let's get some oracle out on it for you. Rainbow blessings. Yeah, what was I saying? Like, people think that you're lucky. You're blessed, and you know you're blessed, and you know that you're continuing to get your blessings. And this is also that energy of what I was saying. Like, you may begin to start seeing your manifestations anytime now. Like anytime. They're coming. Please have some oracles for pile number 1, source. That one. Libra. Balance. I cannot make this up. We have balanced energy here. You have consideration, fairness, and harmony. This could be the sun and the earth or the sun and the moon, both depicting that masculine and feminine energy. It's been a journey for you. It's absolutely been a journey. But you found balance, and now you're like the embodiment of this beautiful, harmonious energy. Right? House 11. Friends, like-minded groups, and humanitarian beliefs. Yeah, so again, this is that energy of you coming into gaining traction with people who are meant to be with you on your journey. So if you've always struggled for having people in your life that, you know, didn't understand you or always judged you, which we did talk about, right? If you've always had that, it's like you're coming into a point in your life now because you're so comfortable and set in yourself, right? In your authentic ways, that you're calling in the people who are meant to be there with you on your journey. So you're getting 2 of those. We have sacrifice on the bottom with bull. You've had to sacrifice a lot, and I feel like this feels like emotional sacrifice and egoic sacrifice, right? Like in the sense of like, I have to let go of what I thought once was in order to receive what I want in life. And you've done that. You've absolutely come into a space of doing that. Passion, fire. Yeah, you're very passionate, right? We have Sagittarius energy as a fire element. You have fire and air, and fire is fed by air. And so there's this sense of like, the more you become balanced within yourself, the deeper your passions run. And you're sharing those passions out into the world. I was saying like a spark. Remember how I said that in the beginning? It's like a spark. And that's being re-established by this fire passion. Like you're setting others on fire. Like you spark them and then it sets their passions on fire. So we have number 34 with will and tiger. This is talking about always maintaining your power of will, even when it's difficult. And so this is exactly what is so attractive about you right now, is the fact that you're able to maintain your power of will. Like you do not roll over for anybody, right? You always take what's yours, and you make sure that you're setting firm boundaries. Again, that was what I was getting with the 7 of Hearts over here too. It's like this firm boundaries. Like doesn't matter what you're doing in life. It's like as long as if it doesn't feel good, you're not going to get involved in it. If it feels good, you're going to check it out, but you're still going to proceed with caution, right? It's like not just jumping in willy-nilly. And then we have groundedness with armadillo and number 7. Look, we had 7-7 come out together. We have 7-7-7 come out together. And the frequencies, I cannot make this up. The frequencies I'm listening to right now are 7-7-7. What a synchronistic pile for you, pile 1. Holy moly. So 7 could be a very powerful number on your journey. 7 is also a very spiritual number. It also talks about luck. You've changed your past doings, your toxic behaviors, and now you're coming into a period of luck. So you're about to be blessed beyond belief, right? So if you keep seeing 7-7-7, that is also a confirmation for you to keep doing what you've been doing, right? I love that. That is such an amazing confirmation. Now, I am going to check this out off a camera real quick just to make sure it's not an inappropriate card. So let me check this real quick. Okay, beautiful. Look, we have connection link. Do you see this beautiful eagle here above this person who's just like receiving all this energy? This feels like, again, that energy of being directly connected with the divine. Right? Being able to channel divine messages, being able to connect with divine energy, being able to come from this place of connecting with the collective and helping the collective without actually expecting anything in return. You know, eagles are powerful creatures, right? They're wise and they're intelligent and they mate for life and they do very daring and drastic things, but they're so majestic and mesmerizing And that's exactly what I feel like people think of you when you walk in. They're just in awe of you. And they feel the connection to you. Like, there's no denying. Everybody that you meet feels a connection to you. I'm going to read this one out of the book. So, connection link. Let me get to it. Okay. Let me hold this up for you to look at. Can you see it? All right. I imagine that today is my last day of life. Have I left any tasks undone? Is my heart ready to face death? Until today, I have been a channel of connection, a link between heaven and earth, an emotional human experience in a reality of material and dense dimensions. I repeatedly forgot about the ephemeral nature of my existence. Death is life's natural teacher. Today I open myself to the contemplation of this transcendental event. With death at my side, I can appreciate in the right perspective my beliefs, expectations, fears, judgments, and conditioned perspectives. The contemplation of death is one of the most effective medicines against heartaches and the irrelevant. It reminds me of the miracle that is to be here at all times. Today I free myself from that which does not serve me, thus preventing it from becoming a paralyzing burden. I take perspective and let go of what lives in the deafening silence. That which is trapped in my throat, that which burns my core, or that oppresses my heart. I transform my prejudice to contemplate the depth of human compassion and connection. My passage here, even if it lasts 100 years, is still fleeting. We are like butterflies who flutter for a day and think it is forever. I close circles. I stop postponing, return to the root of life, and abandon the superficial. I am grateful, and I finally do what I have to do. I love that. I think that is so beautiful. What was I saying? Like, authentic. You're just authentic. And being authentic means that we draw away from what everyone thinks we should be, and we come into what we are. And that's exactly what is so attractive about you, pile number 1. So this is what I have for you. If it resonated, hit that thumbs up button down below. But I am going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. I do just want to take a moment to thank your guides, your angels, your spirit messenger source, and my spirit guides for coming together and giving us this message. And until next time, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow humans that were drawn to this rock. Or if you were drawn to this card during the drawing, this is going to be your reading on what is the most attractive thing about you right now. Pile 1 was exquisite and awesome, so I have no doubt that yours will be as well. Keep in mind these are general readings, so please take what resonates and leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, it does allow me an opportunity to connect directly with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. Also, if you're interested in my podcast, check out the link down below in the description box, and that will take you over to Scatter Love Radio on Anchor FM as well as Spotify. The latest podcast as of recording this video is all about boundaries and consistency, where I actually go into further discussion about my own journey with severe depression and what that's like having that on this spiritual journey as well. So this is where I'm actually very vulnerable for the first time about it. I don't really discuss it at all. So that is going to be in that episode, as long as some tips and tricks on what consistency can do to help us deal with some mental issues like that along the way. With that being said, let us go ahead and get into your reading and ask the dice. Source, what is the most attractive thing about pile number 2 right now? What is the most attractive thing about pile number 2 right now, Source? What can you tell us? There's a beautiful cardinal outside my window right now. What's the most attractive thing about pile number 2? So we have 4th house Saturn and Gemini. You know, this is going to sound strange, but it's actually your ability to deal with stressful situations, especially at home. You have this way about you where when things seem to go wrong, you have a way of making them go right. And part of that comes from being able to learn the lesson that comes from that, right? But it has to do with your home situations. You may have a lot of drama that goes on at home and are just like, why is this always happening to me? Why does this always come up? Like, why do I always have these certain types of situations arise? And it's like you've gone from being like, why, to how can I show up as my best self and set firm boundaries in situations like this? How can I adapt? How can I overcome? How can I communicate? And make sure that it's in such a clear way that others don't continue to step on my toes or don't continue to get me involved in their own drama. Like, I am not a part of that anymore. And so the most attractive thing about you right now is that you've been able to become the embodiment of tough love for yourself, right? And become disciplined and determined on healing this aspect of yourself to bring harmony and balance into your home. And when we talk about our Gemini energy here, it can revolve around inconsistency and gossip and, you know, people who are very superficial and mischievous. And I feel like that is a lot of the things that you deal with from home or from your family. You have a lot of that gossip going on. Like, people are always talking about what you got going on because that's like the hot topic right now. And when you end up meeting up with them, it's like everybody might say things like, oh really? You're only here? Well, I thought you were going to be there. And you're like, it doesn't matter where I'm at. I'm doing what I want to do. And people are like, they may have something to say about that. But you're showing up from a place where it's like you're being very direct and honest about how you feel. And because you're being direct and honest about how you feel, it is not leaving room for others to come in with their balderdash, with their hurtful words, with their own anger and jealousy in regards to your situation, because I feel like you're surrounded by a lot of jealous people. You've let your journey become your obligation now. So when people start to bother you or try to steal your time or try to get you to do what they want you to do, you're very much in this place like, I have to go take care of XYZ, or I'm sorry, I have to go because I have prior arrangements. You know, whether you give it out or not, but this has been a huge blockage for you on your life, and you are actually overcoming this blockage through your discipline and your responsibility of taking care of yourself. And you're destroying your obstacles as we speak. You may have dealt with teeth pain, or knee pain is coming through here as well. And that may be slowly dissipating right now because of you finally making those decisive actions in your life. You know, anything with the teeth has to do with our inability to make a decision, and anything to do with the knees is our connection to our emotional ego. So if we have sore knees, where are we not being flexible, or where is our emotional ego taking over on us? And so I feel like these are very deep questions that you've asked yourself along the journey to find out why it is that maybe you continue to deal with hurtful family members or hurtful roots, right? That could be your family, or that could be the family that you've created, or that could be friends that you consider like family, right? So let's go ahead and get some tarot out on it, pile 2. Source for pile 2, what is the most attractive thing about pile 2 right now? What is the most attractive thing about pile number 2 right now? What's the most attractive thing about pile number 2, source? What's the most attractive thing about pile number 2? Thank you. What is the most attractive thing about pile number 2, Source? What's the most attractive thing about pile number 2, Source? Thank you. What is the most attractive thing about pile number 2, Source? Thank you. What is the most attractive thing about pile number 2, Source? Thank you. Okay, and on the bottom of the deck, we have the Jack of Clubs. Also with this cat image on here, it's that you have intuition for when it comes to your insights and your ability to start new projects. Right? And that's a very attractive trait, or a very attractive thing about you right now. Yeah, when you start new projects. I love that. I love that this was underneath this. See, it's like a project. They're building this teepee here, right? And they have all the tools that they need. And you have all the tools that you need. And I was feeling like when I was shuffling, like magician energy. Like, it's like you know what you have in your tool bag. And you always put whatever it is that you need to use. You're not shying away from it. Yeah, you're very intuitive when it comes to your journey. It's like you are someone who knows how to take action on a spark, like an inspirational spark that you're receiving, right? And so you go after what you want, and you're not afraid to fail or to not get it right the first time. Like, I keep hearing, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Like, I feel like that's exactly how you are, and that's a very attractive thing. Like, that tough love energy is coming in again, where it's like, you know what, it's okay that I didn't make it this time. That doesn't mean that I give up. Like, you'll let yourself experience that failure or that upset. You'll let yourself go through that so that you can become stronger and more resilient, and the next time you get even further, and then you let yourself experience whatever hardship comes with that, and the next time you get even further. It's like a good, like, you're taking 10 steps forward. Even if you might take 2 steps back, you take 10 steps forward. You take 3 steps back, you take 10 steps forward. Like, you're always making progress because you let yourself experience that. Yeah, you're very, like, childlike energy. Not childish, childlike. Let's see what we've got. Yeah. You've overcome a lot of toxicities in your, and this gives me like home toxicities here, right? You have the 4 of diamonds with, this is the 5 of clubs representing the devil, right? It's like things that kept you asleep, things that kept you in the dark, things that had you locked up, right? Why do I hear that Akon song? I'm locked up, they won't let me out. Locked up, they won't let me out. Like, that's what it's like. You were always like in this place of like just getting burned, and it was like burned by people who were meant to be there for you, and they weren't, because they couldn't be, right? Because they couldn't be. And so it's like you were always felt like you were this outsider in your life. When we talked about that over here with the dice, but this is absolutely confirming that feeling of being the outsider. Like, I'm on the outside looking in, wondering why I don't fit in with them. Because it has to do with your ability to create in your life. With these 2 jacks, we start with a jack, we end with a jack, right? But it's like you're able to bring in these new opportunities, and you passionately go towards them. Like, it may feel like you're uncertain. It may feel like you're not like in the most sure place of doing this. Like, you're kind of like, oh, I don't know, is it gonna work? Is it not gonna work? But at the same time, you like let yourself experience what that has to bring. And because of that, you've actually brought in a stability that has led you away from this toxic energy. Right? It's like interesting because the devil, when we talk about the devil in tarot, you know, everybody thinks it's such a terrible card, and it can point to some really terrible things, but it can also point to really working hard, like focusing all your effort. We have that Capricorn energy, and Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, right? That tough love. And it's like you have this connection here, but it's also a card that at its numerical value is 6, and 6 is all about balance and harmony. But after going through the trials and tribulations that come from the toxic things in our lives. It's like learning the lessons of those. And you've completed those lessons. Like you've gone through and completed a lot of lessons in your life that left you wanting, or that left you feeling disconnected, or that left you feeling afraid, or really disconnected is the thing that keeps coming through. Disconnected, right? I'm not connected to others. I'm different than others. I'm always going to be different than others. And really, that's not the truth. We're all connected, and it's like your unique energy is necessary. But you didn't always feel that way. And now you're beginning to see and understand that if they don't accept me for who I am, whoever this energy is that was coming in with the dice, right? If they don't accept me for who I am, I'm building, whatever building is. I'm building a solid foundation for myself so that I can go through this change. It's like once I'm solid in who I am, the change is going to come, right? And so you're making this change towards a better you. And in that, it's allowing you to grow, and it's allowing you to let go and become more balanced in your own journey. And it's all through you taking action on something that you wish to materialize in this physical realm. You know, with the Jack of Diamonds here, it's like something you want to make here. To do something that brings some sort of financial stability to you. And it hasn't been easy, right? It hasn't been easy along the way. But you still show up and listen to your intuition, right? This is the Popess coming through here. You still show up and listen to your intuition, even though sometimes you're just in this place of like, do I or don't I? Do I or don't I? And in that, you're learning that you have had all along everything that you've needed to succeed. And you're slowly but surely finding a way to succeed in the physical realm. And therefore, it is actually drowning out that negative energy from other people, or from maybe yourself. Maybe this is yourself, like the negative talk that you've given yourself growing up, or like the self-doubt. And now you're able to move forward into a new place. So the most attractive thing about you is your ability to harmonize toxic situations. Because it's exactly what you're doing. You're bringing harmonious energy into this place, and it's no longer has rule over what you're doing or what you're saying or how you're acting. Look, we have number 22 on the bottom, a master number, and your pile 2. So 222 is a very powerful number for you. 2 is all about trusting in the process, right? 1 is about having faith, but 2 is about trusting in the process. And we talk about dualities. Without good, there cannot be evil. Without evil, there cannot be good, right? And that's the duality. And that's exactly what it is. It's like you lived long enough in one side of the duality that now you're wondering, what is the other side? And you're learning how to go through that door, right? Love that. Let's get some oracles for pile 2 source. Oh, that was fast. Flying. I'm flying out. Look, we have the sun on the bottom. Self-express and embody the truth. Yes, this is confirmation of what I was saying. Like, you're learning how to express how you feel and not be afraid that if this is how I feel, this is how I feel. Like, it's not for anybody to validate. It's not for anybody also to invalidate. Right? It's like, if I have to say how I feel, then I say how I feel. That is way too many cards. I thought it was only 1 and like a whole grip dropped out. Right? Because sometimes people will make you feel bad for feeling the way that you feel. And realizing that, you know what? It's how I feel, and that's okay. That doesn't mean anything. Right? You're learning how to go with the flow. That some days are really, really good and some days are not so good. And that's okay. That's like a part of this journey. That's a part of this process. Let's see what we got. We have number 23, news, Raven. Yeah, so we have that place of change, right? Speaking your truth. Ravens are also messengers from source, right? And so you may be receiving messages and synchronicities from source, which we already saw with 22 coming through, 222, right? And so you may be wondering what those are, and they're helping guide you to you speaking fully in your truth and taking action based on that. What is that to you? And especially with Gemini, that's all about truth. You have the planet, Gemini is ruled by the planet Mercury, and that's all about speaking, connection, communication, right? It's like being able to communicate what is good for you. Opposition, imbalance. Exactly. What was I saying? The devil, the number is 6, and it's all about bringing balance and harmony into a situation. We have imbalance, a point of tension, and a power struggle. That's why you deal with a lot of this upsetting energy. It's because people are putting a lot of tension on you because they're trying to be the ones that are in power. So you have this opposition here. Because it's like opposites attract. You have a dualistic energy here, right? If you look at this symbol, let's see if you can see that. Are you going to focus? Okay, there we go. See how it's 2 circles connected by a line? Again, that energy of dualism coming in here. It's like that's where the imbalance is, and you're overcoming that. And so that's what's so attractive right now. That's the most attractive thing about you right now, is bringing harmony to an inharmonious place. I was going to say fashion. I don't know. Maybe it has to do with your fashion statements, but we have fire and passion. Yeah. Taking that journey, right? Taking that inspiration and running with it and becoming truly wrapped up and involved in it. And with this coming out over the devil energy, you have that energy of just being so focused on yourself. And through that focus on yourself, you're finding a deep-rooted truth about who you are. So let's check out your card. I am going to check this out off a camera just to make sure it's not an inappropriate card that I have to cover up, okay? So, okay. Fibonacci. And the Fibonacci sequence is what the universe is built on. We learn about this in yoga, the geometric shapes. It's like called sacred geometry. And the Fibonacci sequence is something you'll see quite common across the universe. When we talk about it, it's like this idea of the fern. If you've ever seen a fern grow from a seed, it actually unfurls exactly like this until it grows up out of the ground. And so this feels very geometric to me. You're learning about the truth of who you are. This is a head here, and then their arms are reaching. Like you're gaining clarity from source here. And through that clarity, it's like helping you find some center and balance. You're receptive to the journey. You're receptive to the energies that you're receiving. You're receptive to the energies you're receiving. Yeah. But that's really not a lie. You're receptive to what synchronicities are coming, what information is coming. Like you're open to that, and you're ready to move forward from the darkness that you've been in, right? You're ready to set light. Why do I hear that song? That girl is on fire. Like that's exactly, like you're ready to set your life on fire in a good way. It says nature, simple and complex, is an everlasting source of observation and knowledge. Flowers, branches, and plants impregnate me with their perfection. Therefore, contemplating, I ask her. And in her reflection, I find out that I am like an underground current, hiding infinite secrets within its diverse patterns. I observe my path moving like the rhythmic sequence of the spider web, and that is how I am weaving my own life in cyclical progression, revealing the secrets that tell me how to navigate my own journey. I finally remember that I am nature herself, and I observe the illusion of living separated from her. And wasn't that funny? We were talking about feeling like you were separated, you didn't fit in, and now you're coming into this place of understanding the truth about your connection. Like that's it, not a connection with another person, your connection to everything that is. I remember who I am, who we are, and step by step I move forward along my path. Adopt the pace of nature, and her secret is patience. Yeah, so you're learning to have patience with your journey. It's like, even though maybe right now you're not seeing everything that you want to see, it's like this feels very new, right? With the Jack energy here, this feels very new. This is like page energy. And it's like through that newness, you're experiencing a new sense of seeing everything with eyes of a child. And because of that, you're able to reconnect in a beautiful sense, in a beautiful way to yourself. 2211 on my clock. And you're able to connect. Look, and that's 222 coming out again. I cannot make this stuff up. I can't. Now it's 2222 on the clock. Okay, like that's just crazy. Anyways, back to what I was saying. It just feels very new, right? It feels very new, but it also feels very right. Like this sense of being in tune with your heart, of being in tune with source, of being in tune with what's yours. And that's what's coming through here. And you're learning that there's no need to rush it, because everything is going to come in divine timing. And you're realizing that now. And you could have just started this journey recently, right? And even if you haven't, it's like you still feel like a newbie at the journey, but it's because we'll always be newbies at the journey. And you're receiving that clarity that you're on the right path, because you are. And the most attractive thing about you right now is the passion that you bring into harmonizing situations that are inharmonious. Okay, so this is what I see for your pile 2. If it resonated, please hit that thumbs up button down below. And with that being said, I am going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. But I do just want to take a moment to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angels, source, my spirit guides for all coming together to give us this message. And until next time, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow humans. If you were drawn to this piece of quartz, or if you were drawn to these cards during the drawing, this is going to be a reading on the most attractive thing about you right now. You did get 2 of these cards. We will check them out at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and put them right up here for us so that we have room for the spread. Just keep in mind that these are general readings, so take what resonates and leave what does not. Knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, it does allow me an opportunity to connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. Also, if you are interested in my podcast, check out the link down below in the description box. That will lead you over to Spotify at Scatter Love Radio. I am also on Anchor FM. The most recent podcast is all about how I deal with severe depression and what that's like being on this journey, this positivity journey, this self-love journey. And it's something that I've never actually opened up about before. And so this is a very new thing for me, but that is there. And also consistency and tips and tricks on how to really deal with and find tools that will help you deal with certain mental illnesses or mental conditions along the way, so that you can maintain your course as you go. So with that being said, let us go ahead and get into your reading and ask the dice. Source, what is the most attractive thing about pile number 3 right now? Source, what is the most attractive thing about pile number 3? What can you tell us? What is the most attractive thing about pile number 3? Okay, so we have 12th house. We have Aquarius energy, and we have North Node, I think. No, South Node. My apologies. My apologies. So, the most attractive thing about you right now, pile 3, is that you're very dreamy. Anytime I get 12th house, I always think of very dreamy, like, oh my gosh, you're like the childhood dream come true. Right? Like, you're very mysterious, very mystical, very intuitive, psychic even. You're very much in this place of being compassionate, loving, and kind. You're very friendly. I feel like that's the thing. It's like, despite your gift, whatever it is, or your gifts, whatever they might be, like, you're still a very approachable person. You're very friendly and you're very generous, and people are very attracted to you in the sense of they feel like they can share everything with you and you'll somehow leave them feeling better about the future moving forward, like it's not so terrible, right? Like everything that everybody has felt so scared about in life in general, just in general, and they'll talk to you for like 10 minutes and then they'll walk away and they'll won't be so scared anymore. And I feel like one of your gifts is that you're a healer, and you just heal people by being in their presence. You don't actually do anything except by being in their presence. You emit such a deep healing energy that they immediately are affected by it in positive ways. And with South Node, it's like you actually help heal people from their karmic debt. And it's not anything that you actually take on yourself, right? It's not like, oh, you're taking someone's karmic debt and you're like figuring out how to solve it. No, it's like literally you're just in such a high vibrational healing energy that you somehow, by being around you, it makes people go through a very speedy healing process. So like something that might have taken you months to overcome, like they'll overcome in minutes, because that's how much healing you've done on yourself and how much of a healer you are at heart, like in your nature. And that's actually the most attractive thing about you. It's like when people are around you, they just feel very calm and serene and like everything's going to be okay. You know, especially in a world where things don't feel okay. Like they feel like when they're with you, pile 3, that everything is going to be okay. And, you know, with Pisces coming out here connected to the 12th house, you know, Pisces is the last sign on the zodiac. And so there's this sense of wisdom and understanding. It's like it doesn't matter how a person comes to you. There's this deep understanding that you have about them, just as humans or as spiritual beings, you know, however you see them. It's like you see the truth of them, and it makes them feel like understood and seen and heard, and they really appreciate that. But that is the most attractive thing about you. Just one second. Okay. Yeah, so just like you're healing and you're helping others, you may communicate messages to others. So you could be a tarot reader, you could be a channel, you could be a spirit. I was gonna say spirit guide. Okay, you could be a psychic medium. You're someone who gives messages to others that helps them see deep hurts in a way that they're just like able to accept it in that moment. And part of that comes from your ability to accept them, right? So let's get some tarot out on it, okay? So source for pile 3, what is the most attractive thing about pile 3 right now? What's the most attractive thing about pile number 3 right now? Okay. What's the most attractive thing about pile number 3 right now? What's the most attractive thing about pile number 3 right now? Okay, what is the most attractive thing about pile number 3? Thank you. What's the most attractive thing about pile number 3, source? Thank you. What is the most attractive thing about pile number 3? Yeah, easy to work with and to build with. Like you help others build in a very profound way. It's very materialistic. It's not like actual money or anything like that. Like this is a physical change that they go through, right? Like something that would have taken you climbing this ladder, right? Something that would have taken you time to get through. It's like when people connect with you, it's like they just get they get elevated right then and there. And it's like, you might be like, well, that's not fair. Why do I have to work hard for it? It's like, because that's part of your destiny. It's like to become your healed self. Like, and again, there's no destination on the healing journey, but to become always healing yourself, always working on yourself in this place of knowing that you're actually affecting the whole world around you in such a beautiful way. Look, and we have 6 of diamonds on the bottom. Like you share this with others just by being you. You help them overcome their mind games and their mental strife and their hurts. and you bring balance, right? You have the Justice card here talking about balance, but then you also have the Six of Diamonds here talking about balance, this equal give and take. This is balance. This is harmony. This is like what goes around comes around, but the best positive way. You're helping others to see that where they've been trapped at in their life is not a place that you have to stay. There's abundance right here on the table. Let me share it with you. The Queen of Clubs is trying to peek out here. Right? You're also a very beautiful, attractive, physical person. Like, your physical attractiveness makes it easy for people to approach you as well. Like, it's not like you're in this place of, it's okay, and it's not to like diminish your attractiveness. You're very attractive, but it's like saying that like your beauty does not make people feel scared to approach you. It almost aids in that calmness, in that ability to come and say, wow, like pile 3 really helped me a lot. The Star. Yeah. And the Empress. I can't. Like, if you want healing energy, you don't get more healing than this. You have the Star, which is all about hope and faith and, you know, giving that to others. And then you have the Empress, who is the mother of the zodiac, or the mother of the zodiac. She's the mother of the tarot, right? And it's like seen together. It's like you're giving that out to others. Plus, you think about the Star, and if you're a star, you're seen by everybody, right? So it's saying it's like you're giving this to the world. Like, you're out there giving this love, this kindness, this generosity to the world. And it's just by you being a healed version of yourself, because you've accepted that you want to be in your North Node, right? And it's almost like because you're in your North Node energy, you're actually by default making others face their South Node. And you think of stars, they shine in the darkness, right? So does the moon. But the moon is all about emotions. Like, this is all about shining bright. Like, this is all about being seen. And the stars, they shine in the darkness. It's like you see someone's darkness, but you never judge them based on their darkness. It's like you almost love someone more because of their darkness, because of their shadow. And that makes you shine even brighter. And that makes you stand out in this way that nobody else does. And that in itself is what draws people to you. You know, the Empress, she receives, right? She always receives. She's like never having to work hard for what she gets. It's like what you may not see all the time or not realize is how much you receive. It's like when you heal these people, it's like I said, you're not taking on their burdens. You're actually receiving downloads, and it's like through those downloads you're gaining momentum on your own journey, where you're even gaining more wisdom to share. You're gaining more to help to communicate with others, right? To help them burn away their fears and to help them realize their deep truths and what their heart wants. To help them realize that they are here for purpose and that they do have a right to belong. Because you bring in that energy, you make them feel like they belong. You know, and it's interesting because you're pile 3, and in the tarot, the Empress is the number 3 card, and then we have it next to the 3 of Diamonds here. So we have 333 coming out on your pile. Very synchronistic, right? And then you have Pisces or the 12th house over there, which is 3, right? And that's Piscean energy coming through. It's like this very fluid energy, being able to fluidly move through life. To surrender when surrender is necessary. But it's like actually being able to connect with others. Like I said, this is something that's is ethereal the right word? Yeah. Ethereal. This is something, you being very ethereal right here. Unseen, not known in this world. And somehow bringing something that's heavenly into this physical realm to others. You're the bridge. Do you see? You're the bridge. But you had to go through it yourself. You had to overcome that yourself. You had to get out of your south node yourself and step into your north node. You could have a north node in Pisces. That's very specific. That's just a confirmation for maybe one, maybe two of you. That's a very specific thing. But you're like the bridge from the divine to the physical. And people feel seen and heard by you. And they feel like very comfortable in your presence. Like, oh my gosh, I could tell pile 3 anything. And pile 3 would never judge me. Even if it's something I judge myself on, like I feel comfortable telling pile 3 because pile 3 would just see me. They would understand. Even if it's something that you would never understand, like you're probably like, I would never do that. I don't actually understand that because it's not something I've ever personally dealt with. It's because of how deep your compassion rolls, is like, that's why they feel so seen by you. Because like, even if you don't understand, you just present understanding. Like a knowing that it's not your place to judge, right? And so because of that, that's what helps them deal with this. That's what helps them heal. You know, the whole world, pile 3, the whole world would be a different place if each of us grew up with one person in our life, just one person who said they believed in us. And I feel like the reason they want me to say this is because that's you. You're like that one person in everybody's life that's like, I believe in you. I know you can do it. I know you can get through. I know that you have the ability to create whatever it is that you want to create. You're like the embodiment of that. And for some reason, you're always drawn to people who have never experienced that, not even with their best friend, not even with their lover, not even with their kids, not even with their parents, nobody. And here you are, a complete stranger, walking into their lives and saying, I believe in you. Because I do. And it's very sincere, and it's honest, and it's truthful, and it's like, it's quite honestly, for people, it is overwhelming in the best way. Because you leave such a lasting impression. What a beautiful reading. I always love pile 3. Like, pile 3 always gives me this energy of just like, whoa. Leave me speechless. I'm so honored that you're on my channel. Like, I get to connect with you. So thank you for being here. Let's get some oracles out for you. Yeah, and then we have this news raven on the bottom. Like, you are a spirit messenger. Okay, like that's, I don't know, like you message spirit. You're always channeling spirit. That's why people feel seen and heard. It's like you're this spirit messenger where you come in. That could mean that you're a psychic medium, or you're just a channel, or you're psychic, whatever it is. You know, it's just you're able to connect with people and see them in a short amount of time because you're not really seeing through your eyes. You're seeing it through source eyes. It's like you're designed in a way that you really embody source energy here in the physical realm. Like I was saying, you're the bridge. You see through source's eyes of unconditional love. See, look, we have sextile coming out on the bottom. A combination of tension and flow. Potential in a rewarding situation. So sometimes this could have felt like a curse. This could have felt like a curse for a long time. But it's so natural that it's like you can't help but do it. Like it just happens. And it was like when maybe once it felt like a curse, now you're realizing that it truly is a rewarding situation. I was saying you don't take on their burdens. Like you get rewarded. You have a sense of fulfillment because of it. Okay, they want this one. Yeah, look. Ancestors, generations. So you could connect with their ancestors, but also I feel like this is you healing generational curses. Whoa. What was that? My speaker's like going crazy. I don't know. It's been the same frequency playing this whole time, and that was so weird. Felt like someone was trying to come through. It was like, zzz, hey, zzz. Did you hear that? I hope that it got that, because it literally sounded. I thought someone was talking to me right here, and I stopped. I was like, whoa. So again, the messenger, like that's another confirmation coming through for you, right? We have 1818 on the clock. It's like you are someone who's healing ancestral wounds. You are someone who's connecting, though, but your creation comes through being able to connect to others in a very beautiful way. I can't, with karma underneath that. DNA karma, and the South Node is all about healing karma. Look at how similar these cards feel. Like they just have a lot of similar energy. It's like you're healing karma that's in your DNA, and that's your ancestors that's been passed down for generations. And because you're healing something that's been so deeply ingrained in your DNA, it's like you are automatically the healer in the outer realm. Let's see what your oracle cards are. 35, ritual bison. Yeah, it's like you have certain rituals that you do. You have certain things that you perform that keep you connected to spirit, to source, to your guides, to your angels. And that's something that will also keep you grounded and present. And that's something that you should always continue to focus on, are those things that keep you here and now. Because I feel like why it felt like this was such a curse when you were younger is because you were such an empath that you actually did take on that energy and thought that it was yours to carry, your burden to carry. And now it's like you understand the separation. While we're all connected, you also understand the separation, that this is your burden to carry, but it doesn't mean that you have to be alone on the journey to solving it. Yeah, crystals focus. We have all this amethyst coming through here. It's like, again, being able to connect with the divine. Like, this always makes me feel like spirit guides are coming through and giving you messages. Like you're being shown the way. The path is being lit up for you. Yeah, you're very spiritual. This is a very spiritual pile here. Very spiritual. I cannot make this stuff up. House 8, transformation, karma, facing fears, and legacies. Karma, what? South Node is all about karma, right? And legacies, our ancestors, the legacies that we leave. So that's all coming through for you. That's so synchronistic on your thing here. It's like you're helping others face their fears, the things that they're most scared about, but it's because you faced your own fears. And that's the most attractive thing about you right now. Okay, so you got 2 of these cards. They do want me, even, I don't know what they are, but when I drew them, they do want me to really read all from the bottom one. So I don't know what this one is either, but let me check these off camera to make sure they're not inappropriate cards. Okay. Oh my gosh, I love this. Look at these 2 beautiful cards. We have center here. Like this is like around your throat chakra, but this feels so loving to me, right? So this is the one they really want me to read. But then we have perceptions here. And I love that because you're actually helping yourself to change the way you perceive the world around you. And in doing so, you're helping others to change the way they perceive the world around them as well. Is that not the sign for an atom? Someone help me out, please. If y'all are science or into science, you know, sciencey or into science, whatever that is, tell me what is that, because that's a science symbol, isn't it? And I don't remember what it is, and I apologize. But let's check out this card, and we may read a little bit from this card, but I feel like this one was just saying and confirming that you've changed your perception in the world, and you're helping others to change their perceptions as well. So let me grab the book, and we'll read this one out of it. Okay, so center. I'll pull this up so you can look at the picture and see how beautiful this is. It says, everything moves, and I take advantage of that movement, flowing with it. Like a river, water naturally will find its way towards life. Something guides me in the torrent, something moves me from the center. So I listen to all the answers that are waiting for my attention. Life is now, the waters are telling me. Flow. I leave behind controlling tendencies and the fear of change. I embrace what is new without resistance so that my passion flows from the center and the inevitable comes to flourish along with my own beauty. What I was saying here, it's like you're being led, and again, coming through here in confirmation, another confirmation here for you. And let's check out perceptions real quick and see what comes through that. Here we go. This one's a lot longer. All right. Yeah, this makes sense. So much sense too. It says, I am now at a point in my life where I'm able to consciously look at all different paths I may choose to travel. I can follow the same path by choice and continue to grow. I can change to another path and explore other mysteries. I can also deconstruct myself if I choose. I can begin again. Today I measure how much my old learnings limit or expand me. When I consciously observe the path I have taken, I can choose my next step with more certainty. I'm exactly at the right point to review my values, principles, and interests. I stop for a moment and reflect on the lessons I have learned from my successes and failures. Thus, I find the clarity I was looking for. There are things to care for, and I go step by step. Broadening the view, reinvention. I stop, breathe slowly, and contemplate for a moment where I am. There is no need to change my essence to face new challenges and discover opportunities. Love is more than just a word. It is an attitude that springs up before everything around me. I give myself to the world because I belong to the world and the world is mine. Today, life brings the answer or the question that I need most. I love this. I love how these definitely are showing, like, it's like you're being led from the center, and it's like life is everything for you, and you give yourself to the world. And that's something that you've learned along the way, is how to just be and to allow yourself to be out in this physical realm in such a beautiful way. So this is what I have for you, pile 3. If it resonated, please hit that thumbs up button down below. I am going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. I just want to take a second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angels, source, and my spirit guides for all coming together to give us this message. And with that being said, until next time, stay human. Bye.